welcome to Jovial Julia. Today I just wanted to show you how I use these little page booklets that I pick up from, these are from Tuesday Morning. This one is by Chamel, and it's $3 for 36 pieces, which I thought was pretty good. And it's the first week of May, and in my Happy Planner, which is the planner that I've chosen to use, I do have, this week is kind of like a purple and navy. It's really pretty. And this is almost, well, it's Wednesday, so it's the 3rd. I'm almost halfway through the week, so I am a little bit behind this week, but I'm also ending up the school year, and I have a lot going on at home, so I'm going to try and do a better job this time of explaining what I'm using. First, I'm going to choose a washi to go with my paper pack, and I'm just going to flip through it, kind of just real quick, get an idea of the color palette. Oh, that's so cute. And usually, since the prints are going to be a little bit on the busy and bright side, I'm not going to choose a glitter pattern or a really busy washi pattern. I'm going to go with something a little bit more kind of basic to cover up the morning, afternoon, and evening, because it's just the way that I plan. I don't tend to plan by morning, afternoon, and evening. So I actually really like that navy color, but I just need to find something to cover that up. So what I'm gonna do is I have, I couldn't find a regular washi in my collection that I really thought would go good with these bright colors and patterns. So I just kind of went back to the basics, and I picked these up from Michael's, and they're just really skinny washies. They come in these little dispensers. I can't remember how much I paid for them, but they were not very expensive. My only problem with them is that they are a little bit translucent, and when you put them down on something, for example, this pattern right here, just so you know, you can see the pattern through it. So let me zoom in on that right there. And then right there, see how you can see the black and white through it? To me, that's just like a big no-no, but it all depends on really kind of what you're going for and the whole thing. So I tried it out, and when I do put this over the pretty neat purple, dark purple color here, it kind of gives it the same effect, and I don't see much of the writing at all. So this is going to be good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this down. In this tutorial, I'm also going to be showing you what tools I am using. I'm using the slice cutter to trim up my edges of whatever else I need in small detail, and I think it has a ceramic. It's very small, and it is designed for thinner paper such as washi. And I'm also going to be using this gyro cutter, which, if you've never seen one of these, it is one of the best purchases I've ever made. So you'll see how I use it when I get to that point, but it's really cool because it will not cut your skin. So it's, you know, if you slip or whatever, it's not a big deal. So my basic supplies: slice tool, gyro cutter, some washi. I'll be using a clear ruler that has a little grip at the top to keep it from sliding, and my paper pack that I've chosen. So let's have my morning, afternoon, and evening sections of my planner kind of change the color a little bit, and I am going to go ahead and pull these out. It is time to start having a little bit of fun with it. Each of the Happy Planner boxes are 1.5 inches by 2.25. So 2 1/4 by 1.5. And I also think it's kind of cool because each box is the exact width of at least this ruler that I'm using here. I can use this ruler as a stencil, and then I can cut each box just to the specific height that I need, which is 2 1/4. So I'm just going to start by putting in a little bit of deco, and the first thing that caught my eye were these, let me find them, these adorable light bulbs. Oh my gosh, it's like a light bulb garland. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start with that because I just thought that was so cute. Well, let's see, what am I gonna do with these? Monday and Tuesday is past a little bit, but so I'm going to go ahead and just cut that off. Let's see, I really like that last light bulb there. I think I'm gonna use like this portion of it. Another tool that I'm using is this Scotch, I don't remember, it has titanium snap-off blades. I think it was $8 from Walmart. And this is a little bit more of a heavy duty. Let me see if we can get focused in on that. But you can see, I don't know, I love this thing. I feel like this thing could cut through steel. So, press down, I'm gonna cut the edge of that off. Okay. And then now I have kind of the portion of the light bulbs that I wanted. I need it to fit in this little box here. I'm just gonna mark it. I've actually decided to move this over here to the weekend. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how this awesome little gyro cutter tool works. Alright, so all you have to do is you have to just guide it where you want it to go, where you want it to start cutting. And I'm just going to cut out the shape of these light bulbs, and it's almost like it knows exactly where you want it to go. It's really cool. And I'm just freehanding this. It's almost like it's a pair of scissors. And it should have, I'm still kind of learning how to put the right amount of pressure on it, so sometimes you have to go back over it. And it doesn't always come out perfect, so I just kind of take my little detail snippers here, and I'm going to trim out what I don't like. And the point of using the gyro cutter is just to get more of a rounded, it just gets the curves a lot better than a pair of scissors does. And like I said, I'm just going back and cleaning it up a little bit, because sometimes the edges do end up being a little bit rough. So now I have that bit. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put them right there. And I like to use this purple Scotch glue stick. It's just one of the basic products, but kind of like office supplies. Okay. That's beautiful. Now the areas of the happy planner on this side on each page, I do believe I'm going to measure it to double check, but I do believe it's half an inch. Nope, it is actually 3/4 of an inch. I really like this. I think this is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make little tick marks. Or I'm going to cut it. And line it up to the edge there and make another set of tick marks. And I'm not really, I mean, I guess you could turn it over, but I'm not really too concerned about seeing the little tiny tick marks because it's kind of a heavy pattern anyway, and it's not going to bother me. So I'm going to be cutting this into strips and using it as washi on the edges, which not only makes it stronger, but it also makes it really pretty. Oh. And here we have our strips, 3/4 strips that will fit perfectly on this edge right here. So I'm going to start by putting the strips down. And I do not take this super seriously and plan out every single second of planning. I don't plan to plan. So I kind of just let it go, especially when I'm using a scrapbook kit, or not really a kit, but like this little piece of scrapbook paper here. I just kind of, it's part of my creative release, is I just kind of let it take me where it's going to take me. So, I mean, if the end result is a little wonky, I don't really like exactly what I did, then it's not that serious. I just try again next week with something that I think I might like, or sometimes I change it up. I go from like the scrapbooking paper to a sticker kit, free printable somewhere from a blog or a vlog somewhere. Sometimes I will just use washi and colored pencil, and to be honest, sometimes those are my best spreads. Are those where I just sit down with my collection of colored pencils and just go. And I don't know. And also, like, sometimes my weeks are super busy and then other times they're not, and I don't have much to plan. So really my planner turns into what I would consider more of a piece of artwork than a functional planning tool, as I don't need it at the time. For instance, over the summer, I'm not going to have a lot to plan for. We have a couple of vacations coming up in July, but other than that, I mean, I just take the girls to daycare and keep them home some days if I want to, if there's something that we have planned as a family, and I take my much needed respite so that I'm fresh for the new year. But all right, so I have that down, and sometimes I'll end up using the same pattern that I use on the edge. I'll put it down here at the bottom as well. Sometimes I don't. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. And I keep wanting to go to my washi collection because it's just like my default. It's killing me. I'm not going to the washi, but I told myself I wasn't going to, except for the solid blocks right here. So I guess I'll keep the promise to myself. Keep my promise I made to myself. So now let's look in here and see if there's anything else at the moment. I don't know. I love the flowers. I'm really glad I pulled that in. I actually think I'm going to take inspiration from this little piece here. This navy. I love the navy. And I know navy's, you know, it's kind of a dark color for this time of the year, but I think I'm bringing in that pop of color, and I think that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good way to do it. 3/4 inch. I'm just going to use, here so you can see it. Between each thick line is 1 inch. And I used my little peekaboo owl here as a guide for both my workspace and my filming to make sure I'm in the middle. So I'm going to use this little 1 inch guy over here. And there you go. And so that's going to be 1/2 and then 1/2 of a half. So 1/2 and then 1/2 of a half. And then cut. I have to replace my little owl sometimes. I cut right through him. But I just put another one down. He's okay. I'm gonna need how many of these? That's actually a little bit smaller than 3/4. That's okay, I'm gonna trim that up. And I do believe that I'm just gonna need one more of these. But, you know, not everybody has a washi collection either. So, you know, you could use this as inspiration to go to Michael or go to Tuesday Morning or Michael's or wherever and pick up a couple of these. I have a pretty big collection of these just because it's kind of an addiction problem, and you can just use a pair of scissors and your little paper pack that you picked up, some glue stick, and you don't have to have all this fancy stuff. But I use all this stuff on a regular basis, so I just have it on hand. But if you're just getting started as a crafter, or just getting started as a crafter or as a planner, you know, it may not be for you. So there's no sense in going to spend all this money getting all the tools you see on YouTube and the tutorials of the people who do this on I would say almost a religious basis, you know. If it turns out, you know what? Because it took me a couple months to realize I don't need my planner every day. I don't need my planner every week. And most weeks I end up using my planner as journaling, which you'll hear me talk about that a lot. And I took down the one video I had posted because it was really bad quality, and it was actually that video that inspired me to kind of keep. Now here I'm not pushing down very hard at all because this is such a strong blade, and you'll see it comes right up. And it did not cut through the other side. Just going to trim that up. But I do plan on filming another video on how I use my planner as a journaling tool instead of a planning tool most weeks. And I did not cut those the exact size. That is okay. We're going to go back and we're going to clean it up. Alright, so I'm starting to get my pages framed in a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop here for a minute. I'm going to finish trimming out the edges and whatever else I feel like doing. And then when I come back to the to add a little bit more deco, I will bring you right back in. And I know I talked earlier about not putting this tape over anything that has a pattern underneath, but in this case I thought it would be really pretty to see a little bit of the pattern underneath the tape of the polka dots. And it's really fine polka dots, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but I did decide to do that here. A little bit of a layering effect. I thought that was really pretty. So I just had to bring in that yellow. I just thought that yellow was so beautiful. So, okay. So there's kind of where I have started. The basic framing in of everything. I'm going to put in some of these boxes here. And I chose this paper here. I'm not sure. You can see it has these really pretty lines in there. And it already has some really pretty flowers that tie the whole spread all together. So I'm going to go ahead and cut. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a little notes sidebar over here. In fact, yes I am, because that is so cute. So I will, and I think actually I'm going to put that up at the top, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here, and I'm probably just going to cut another piece over here and copy and paste it to make this sidebar and be kind of like, have the sidebar look like it's one piece. And here we go. There's a little bit of that sidebar there, and it goes all the way down. I'll probably put some colored pencil in right there because that bothers me, but all right. So I've spliced that together. I have this little piece left. I might want to pop that in a little corner there. I don't know. We'll see. I'll just put that up there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a couple boxes where I know I don't have anything planned. For example, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today are already gone because this has taken me 2 days. I was having some technical difficulties, so I did have to stop filming, and I came back today. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to pick out some deco and put some in the boxes, and then I'm going to go in and put on the finishing touches. I like to use my ruler and not really so much the grid on this sheet. This is mainly to protect my table. Sometimes I will use the gridding when I need to cut slices of washi, but for the most part, since I'm right-handed, I do work at an angle. So I know when I was editing my videos, I think laughing at myself. Why am I using other tools when I have a mat right in front of me? But again, it's more just to protect my workspace. So I thought this adorable little teacup here was so cute. So again, here I am working at an angle. That's just how I work. And I do have a paper cutter. It is by Paper Studio. I used to use it when I did these, and it's not a bad, it's actually really good, but I have a problem with not being able to see exactly what I'm cutting out. I'm not a huge fan of the measurements on it, so it's hard to tell exactly what size I need. Where if I need to cut something a specific size, I don't know. I guess I just like the good old-fashioned way of cutting it out, even though it's with a blade scissors. I don't know. I'm probably not even making any sense. But, okay. And be fancy. Be fancy. I am not fancy. In fact, I am the least thing from fancy, farthest thing from fancy. But it's still adorable. And who doesn't love coffee? Or tea, coffee, tea, hot chocolate. Put it in an adorable mug and it tastes way more delicious anyway. So let's all be friends. Okay. Is there any other deco here? This light bulb is really cute. And now it is a smaller box, so this was probably, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to cut it out. I'm not going to worry about it because it is so short that these fine tip scissors should probably be able to cut it out just fine. It should be pretty square. Now, where do I want you, little guy? Where do I want you? I'm gonna put this one in the middle of Wednesday. Roll away. Oops, I forgot to trim it. And yeah, that's all right. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna use this. You can see how much I use this straight edge here. A lot. Okay. And I'm gonna go back and fill in some of this. I mean, I might do washi. I don't know yet. Here, I'm gonna use this So Happy Together little typewriter, where I'm going to use my gyro cutter again, because I don't want to put the whole square. I will cut the square out. And I'm not going to do exactly on the edges. I'm just going to give it a rough once over. Now you have something that resembles a sticker. I'm gonna put this on, I don't know. I'm gonna put this little guy maybe right there. Anytime I put something down like that and I feel like it's washed out, I just put an edge on it. To help make it pop. Finished with this one. Is there anything else here? Focus on the happy. I have to use that one. Again, since this is a week that is almost pretty much, it's over, half over. And I did have a lot to plan this week, but didn't get around to planning. So this is going to be pretty heavy on the deco this week. And since this is really peach and pink over here, I'm going to balance it out and put this over here, probably on the bottom of Saturday. And I'll put it, and I don't know what it is, but I don't like covering up the dividers. Even though I don't need morning, afternoon, evening, I have a problem with covering up any more than just a little. I like that there as a visual barrier in case I do need it. It's just an OCD thing, I guess. Put that right there. And this script, I'm just going to put that right here. I think that ties well with the color scheme. Right there. And it's starting to get all balanced out. I need a little bit more yellow or peach up here in this corner. I feel like I need more yellow or peach up in this corner. When in doubt, smile. I gotta do it. Well, it's really tiny. Okay, I'm gonna do something I don't normally do. I'm gonna put this in the middle right there because it's too small to put anywhere else. Oh my gosh, how crazy is this gonna make me? Oh boy, there goes my OCD. Again, I'm gonna put a border around that. All right, now I'm gonna take my colored pencils and not use tape. I think there's enough color blocking and enough color pop going on that I don't need to do any more of this heavy anything else, unless I decide that, unless I come across them more of this paper pack that I just have to use. So, and I'm not even going to insult this color and call it yellow. This is a goldenrod. So I'm going to find goldenrod. And I'm going to put this goldenrod around this blue here. Is this, what is this called? Oh, this is yellow. All right, so there's some of that pulled in here, and I'm going to pull this green over here around this one. So again, we're going to swatch it, make sure. Again, that's pretty close. guys, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to use the rest of the time to talk you through what my, kind of a brief overview of what my planner would look like as a journaling space. So I have my spread. I love it. I think it's cheerful. It has a little bit of a vintage feel to it. So I usually start off on Monday with a thankful thought. Thankful thought number one is, oh, school's almost out, so that's where my brain is. But since someone may be going through a struggle you know nothing about, okay, and that's very true. There are days I'm having a really bad day, but I always try to be kind. So that's going to actually go over here to my thankful thought number 2. I'm going to use this big space down here. Kindness warms the soul of you and others. And I don't really know. I'm not really get these from anywhere, but this is just stuff that I've kind of, I don't know, I just think about sometimes. Sometimes negativity can tend to overtake your world if you let it. So again, it's part of my journaling is to try and stay positive. So thankful thought number 1, thankful thought number 2, and then I'm going to put my thankful thought over here and this other white space. And if that way I can at least fill up the blank space with something else other than if there's no deco, then I definitely have something else to fill it up with. I'm actually going to switch to a blue pen on this one. I tell myself this every single day. I have noticed over the last couple of years that I've changed a lot. I would call it grit. I have a lot more grit than I used to. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Oh my gosh. Ugh. If that's not my anthem, I think there's a Kelly Clarkson song. I'm not gonna sing. But today, I don't like using those headers. It's just not my style. Today, Emily took 5 steps on her own. And yesterday I went in the pool and with Zoe after Emily went to bed, and Zoe dunked herself in the pool and started holding her breath. Herself in the pool and held her breath for 3 to 4 seconds. So Emily she's 13 and a half months old, and Zoe will be 3 in June. So we have 2 little ones, and that's how I'm going to use that space right there. You can see it starting to fill up. I'm going to use the space over here as a to-do or to remember. Remember. Well, I just ruined that, didn't I? Remember. Remember. I made a mistake, so I'm going to just put something over that. Remember. I'm going to do the finishing touches. Cut out these holes here. I'm just going to use the back of the page as a template. Alright, and there's the final spread back in my happy planner. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this plan with me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time on Jovial Juliet. Bye.